Let me ask you, how often have you heard someone say, I hope this works out for me? Or maybe you found yourself saying things like that, where you've said, I hope this is going to turn out, or I hope I get this sort of result. So often we use language in a particular way, and language is what we consider the surface layer. It's what most people hear, and therefore it gives people insight and information about our communication. And how we communicate is, again, an illustration and an example of how we feel and what we're focusing on, and also to some extent what our beliefs really are. And when people talk about things in a way where they're saying, I hope this works out for me, it gives you some insight into perhaps their belief around their certainty, their belief around their ability to get that outcome is not as high as what it could be. Maybe they are doubting themselves in some way. That language that I hope this works out gives you some insight into what their emotional state's in. They're in an uncertain emotional state. They might be feeling doubtful. They might be feeling like it's not possible for them to achieve it, but they just know that on the surface, that's the thing they should be saying right now. And so for us, if we want to coach ourselves, if we want to put ourselves in a place where we get faster results in life, to get more success, whether it be in your relationship, your finances, or your business, or even in your health, it's to stop that cycle of saying things in a way where you mention the word I hope this turns out. I hope this is the result that I'm after and it's going to come my way. Rather than saying I hope, instead, change your language and say, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get this outcome. Because what you're doing by changing your language, by changing that surface information, starts to influence the deeper part of you. It starts to influence your beliefs. To start to say that, yeah, I'm going to make this happen, I'm going to do whatever it takes, will start to shift your own beliefs into, maybe I can do this. Your focus, the things you're focusing on when you say those types of words like, I'm going to make this happen, means that you're now focused on what you need to do to make it happen. Versus if you say things like, I hope, you may be focusing on where you're uncertain and therefore the problems or the gaps or the reasons why it's not going to happen. Anytime you start to change your language, you transform your language, it has a transformative impact and effect on your unconscious mind, on your mindset and your psychology. So my tip for you is, if you're in the habit of saying, I hope, start to consciously change that language. Change it to, I'm going to make it happen, and do whatever it takes to make this happen. You will find it will change your emotional state. You'll be more certain, more committed, more accountable. It'll change your focus. You'll now start to find the things that you need to do to make it happen. And sometimes, and in a lot of cases, those things that you need to do are things you've never done before. And it'll also start to change your beliefs in yourself and in the direction that you're heading. So again, just know that the language that you use, even if it's the language you use in your mind when other people can't hear it, is still a large influence on the behavior that you will have. And so you can either be your biggest fan, your biggest supporter, and change your language into, I'm going to make it happen, or you can be your worst enemy and say things like, I hope this is going to work out. So please be your biggest fan, and remember to know and say to yourself that you're going to make it happen, because ultimately it is your responsibility and you can do this.